So our goal for this lesson is to create a bouncing ball. So what we need to do, we need to go over to the toolbar and we need to select the oval tool. Now if all you see is a square or a rectangle, you're going to click on that button and you're going to hold it down until you get this little pop-up menu, and then you're going to select oval. You're going to go up to the top left-hand corner of the stage and you're going to draw a circle. And it can be kind of hard to get it perfect, but if you hold the Shift key, it will always make a perfect circle for you. There we go. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go over and select the selection tool from the toolbar, which is the black arrow. And we're going to double click on the circle we just made, which will select the whole thing, including the black outline and the gray circle, or whatever colors you chose. Don't worry about those just yet. So now what we need to do in order to animate it is we need to convert it to a graphic symbol. We'll learn more about what that means shortly, but for right now, we're looking in the Modify menu at the top of the screen for an option that says Convert to Symbol. And when that box opens up, we're going to give the ball a name, and we're just going to name it Ball for today. We're going to make sure that the type is graphic, and we're going to look and make sure that the registration point is right here in the middle, this little black dot here. Again, we'll learn more about the registration point when we start learning how to rotate things, but for now, we're just going to click OK. All right, so now we're ready to make it move. We're going to focus our attention down here on the timeline for the next couple of minutes. And right now we see that our animation starts on frame number 1. That's what that black dot represents under the 1 there. Our frame rate is 24 frames per second. So our animation should end on frame number 25 if we want it to last just 1 second. So I'm going to select frame 25. I'm going to right click on it. And in that menu that pops up, I'm going to click on Insert Keyframe. So this is going to be the ending position for our ball. The ball is going to end up in the air. It starts in the air, bounces down on the ground, and it ends back in the air. Okay, so we have those 2 frames. Now we need one for the middle, or the contact frame. I'm going to try to find frame number 13, and I know exactly what frame I'm on by looking at this number down the bottom here. I'm going to insert another keyframe on frame 13 by right-clicking again. But this time I'm going to move with the arrow. I'm going to use the arrow to move the ball down to the bottom of the stage so it touches the bottom. And if I hold down Shift while I do that, it moves a little faster in increments of 10. Perfect. So now down the bottom I have an up frame, a down frame, and another up frame. So if I was to play this right now, my ball goes to 3 different positions, but it doesn't look very smooth. It's kind of choppy, kind of awkward. So what we're going to do, Flash and Animate have a solution for that. If you look at your timeline, you see these gray rectangles in between each of your keyframes. That tells you that Flash is going to display the same image, looking exactly the same way in the same position until it meets another keyframe. And then again, it's going to display that same exact image until it finds another new keyframe. If you right-click in the middle and you select Create Classic Tween, the program goes in and it inserts small increments of movement for you so that by the time you get to that next keyframe, the motion looks nice and smooth. So if you go between all 3 of your keyframes and you right-click, create Classic Tween, and then try to play your animation, it should look much smoother than it did before.